Like many major metropolises, St. Louis, Missouri has embraced the green movement. This video update profiles three local business leaders whose companies are investing in green building initiatives to benefit their bottom line, their shareholders, and their community. Up first, Mr. Patrick Hagan, the general manager of the Pageant nightclub, discusses their newly installed LED lights and solar panel array.
If there's a PR aspect to it that will make any difference at all, it is probably more with the St. Louis audience. And again, not that us having a solar array makes us a better venue per se, or the music doesn't necessarily bring more acts into town or make the shows themselves better or anything like that. But we just like to feel like we're, a good neighbor. And I, quite frankly, wouldn't have done it had it not made financial sense. In that, 30% rebate from Ameren and a 30% tax deduction from the federal government, along with, could write the whole thing off in the first year, and also Ameren is buying our energy tax credits back from us also. So with all of that in there, we see this as it's paying for itself in 5 years.
Wow.
And I think the lifespan on the array is about 25 years.
And do you have any comments just on the St. Louis community in terms of sustainable building? Have you heard, people probably have that
I mean,
network.
Again, just what I've noticed through the years, I know the Alvarez building, if I'm not mistaken, on the Interbelt, was one of the top 10 energy, what is it,
LEED certified platinum. Yeah, when it was built in 2004, it was actually the #1 most energy efficient building ever constructed.
Really?
And to this day, I think it's still 8 or 9. So,
is it really?
Yeah.
That's really impressive.
Yeah.
And I don't know if people give them enough credit for that. Because I would imagine most people in St. Louis don't realize that.
Alberici Enterprises is a St. Louis-based construction company who in 2004 utilized sustainability completely in building their corporate headquarters, resulting in one of the world's most energy-efficient buildings and earning, at the time, the highest rating ever achieved by the U.S. Green Building Council's LEED certification.
In doing this, we thought that it would set us apart. And if someone needed a nudge that in fact this is a company that thinks ahead, and as a 90-some-year-old company, we don't live in the past. We live in the present and the future. And this building is the embodiment of that kind of thinking. And for us, it was important to make that statement for the community and the industry because of the green aspects of the building. Certainly, those are important as well as just the comfort and the impression of the building itself. But the costs were always a factor, because if we want to say to someone, you should follow what we've done, and this is a good thing, if it's too costly, they're not going to do it, or it will have too negative effect that they will consider it. Here, we did something, and we did it at conventional cost, and it's platinum. It's not just certified, it went the entire distance.
Now, were there any major challenges in meeting that platinum requirement?
Sure, and we were never sure that we were going to get it. I think that was just a goal. But when people came into the project, and I'm talking about the craftspeople who did the project, subcontractors who had their own portion of it, maybe the electrical or the mechanical or the roofing or whatever, they would bring ideas to us because they had heard about this or they were researching it and they were suggesting things. And the more we listened to them, the better the project became.
While Alberici Enterprises was an early adopter of green building initiatives in St. Louis, growth in this segment continues to boom due in large part to the U.S. Green Building Council's Missouri Gateway chapter and the St. Louis Regional Chamber of Growth Association. These organizations help raise awareness of environmental, social, and financial benefits of green building practices. Together, these organizations recently launched the St. Louis High Performance Building Initiative to promote third-party verified green buildings in our community. At the launch, keynote speaker Joe Abernathy of the St. Louis Cardinals outlined some of the sustainable initiatives the Cardinals are utilizing.
On a national basis, that's where we're working for certification. As I kind of commented in the gallery when Eric threw up the slide about every building being certified or is included in EPA, it's not. Not every building is. And stadiums are a classification that are not currently available to have an ENERGY STAR rating because they just don't have the data. Teams, buildings have not collected the data and used that. Well, we're starting to. We're working with EPA. We're on as an ENERGY STAR partner, certainly using Portfolio Manager. I'm working with the other Major League Baseball teams on a program that we're calling Green Track, that we're tracking our energy use, our sustainable operating data, how much energy we're using, how much waste we're sending to landfills, how much water we're using. We're trying to start that collection process of this 30 stadiums so that we can help gauge ourselves against each other and then also collectively understand as an industry how much energy we use and hopefully be able to report improvements that we make on an overall basis. I heard my energy bills total almost $2 million a year. So, and that's probably about 15 to 20% of my operating budget goes to running the energy building. So, high performance building for me and for the Cardinals is very important. And I apologize, we didn't save enough money to get Albert Pujols to stay. But every little bit helps because if I spend less money to run the building, that's more money that the team can put to players and put to performance on the field. So.